The only people that don't confuse are just people that just agree. They're just yes men. I can't see anybody understanding what the fuck you just said.
Subscribe to this channel. In case you are watching this channel and you have not subscribed.
What is emoji self? Emoji self is a gender neutral form of neo-pronouns where an individual will replace a pronoun with an emoji. Now this is primarily only through text or through written communication because you cannot express an emoji in person, but an individual will replace their pronouns with an emoji. So in their bio, instead of having he, him, they, she, they will have an emoji. But what emojis will they use and why do they do this? Let's talk about it. Like noun self, which is another video I can make, individuals will choose an emoji that best reflects them and their gender identity, or will pick an emoji that they just like. It's as simple as that. And they can have a multitude of emojis that they use depending on maybe if they're feeling more femme one day, more masc one day, more androgynous one day, or just because they like a variety of emojis that they use interchangeably in text. There's no rules about emoji self. You can just pick whatever you want to use. Some people may keep the emojis in similar themes, so maybe all fruits, or maybe all sports, or maybe all clothing, and some people just have fun with it and choose as many wild and crazy emojis as they like to replace their pronouns through text communication. So this is what a emoji self conversation may look like with somebody who uses emojis instead of pronouns. This is just one example, but I wanted to share it with you. And obviously you can't use these emojis in conversation because that doesn't work. However, individuals who use emoji self may have alternative words that reflect to the emojis. So for example, off the top of my head, if they use a rainbow emoji, they may use the word rainbow in place of a pronoun in a conversation. Or if they use an emoji of a cat, they may use cat as a pronoun in conversation. So creating an alternative word that reflects the emoji but isn't you happen to act out the emoji, because that'd be a bit uncomfortable.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That might be the craziest one I've heard, and I've heard some crazy fucking ones. That is, we fucked up. We fucked up bad, man. They're taking this shit too far, bro. I don't understand how you can be anything other than masculine or feminine. And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I will say that they makes a little bit of sense. It makes more sense than this shit. How in the fuck are you a fruit? How do you feel like a fruit? What kind of feeling possesses you to make you feel like a fruit or a sport or anything, a flag or anything? What the fuck she just named? What the fuck? That shit blows my mind. I don't understand how the fuck this makes sense. The trans stuff, that makes a little bit of sense. The non-binary stuff makes more sense than what the fuck this is. This makes zero fucking sense. At least with the trans, it's like, well, I was born a woman, I have a vagina and breast, but I feel masculine because I like to go-karting and shoot guns and fight, so I feel like I'm actually a man. Or vice versa, about how a man feels like a woman because he likes coloring and painting his nails and doing his makeup. And then with the they still don't make sense, but it's like, well, I don't feel masculine and I don't feel feminine, so I just feel like I'm in the middle. Doesn't really make sense, but whatever. This, bro, what in the fuck are y'all talking about? How do you feel like a fruit? How do you feel like a sport? How do you feel like a flag? How do you feel like, how do you feel like you identify as an emotion? That just shows how emotional we are nowadays. And then she went on like a 2-minute rant about that. How in the fuck do you even have 2 minutes to talk about this? He, they, she, whatever the fuck, fruit, fucking apple, banana, basketball, whatever the fuck she identified. Whatever. You can't even fucking talk anymore. Maybe that was the whole point about all this. They wanted to make it so confusing that you can't even talk about them because you don't know how to talk about them correctly. So while you're trying to identify who you're talking about, you can't even do it because you don't know how to fucking identify them. That shit, oh man. Oh, I was not expecting that.
So I've been getting this question more and more about my pronouns. Basically, you just use them as they, but instead of the TH, it's a V. So they, them, their, themself.
Why? If you can't even notice it when someone tells you it in person, why in the fuck does that matter? Is it just so you can get offended through text? That's the only way I can see that being the thing.
If that's still a little bit confusing, here's like the example of every form of it in a sentence. I see this like sentence example thing a lot for most pronouns, so hopefully that's not too confusing.
Oh, it is.
So
It's confusing.
This question.
The only people that it don't confuse are just people that just agree. They're just yes men. I can't see anybody understanding what the fuck you just said. That's what I really want to know. I would love to see a deep dive video on why people in the LGBTQ plus community choose pronouns outside of she, he, and they. Like I said earlier in the video, I get those to an extent, but what in the fuck is a they? How do you feel like a they? It's just just ask them one simple question. Any fucking question, any question at all will make their whole philosophy, ideology, mindset, I don't know what you would call it, beliefs. It would make their beliefs change. They have no argument for what the hell they're saying.
Yes, I can. It's a long story though. So I came about like wanting to use neopronouns when I was with one of my exes. We don't talk about them. Anyways, but they use like cat neopronouns and I was like, oh, those are so cute. Like I kind of want like cool pronouns, like something that fits me, cuz like cat pronouns very much suited them. But I was like, I want something that fits me specifically. And so I started looking and I was like, okay, well, what about like my special interests? Like I can use
Is that what we doing now?
Something of that nature, something that relates to me. I'm autistic and one of my biggest special interests is space. And I wanted to use star and star self, but then I was like, two of my friends call me star child, and if I started using star and star self, they would start using it while calling me star child, so that just seems a little bit redundant. And then I was like, the moon! Moon and moon self. I also use glitch and glitch self, but that's just because I'm completely and utterly obsessed with glitchcore. A lot of people don't understand why I use neopronouns. I just think they're cool. They make me feel good, I guess. I don't know, I just like them.
It's not a fucking nickname. You can't just pick something that you're interested in and think that that's how you can identify you. How do you feel like a moon? That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying with the last video, or the first video. To identify, I thought it was what you feel inside. How in the fuck do you feel like a moon? Like, and then every single thing about this just makes no fucking sense, bro. And then it's so irritating because half the people that watch this are like, Bex, yes, that makes so much sense. Thank you for spreading your knowledge. I'm so sorry that I didn't listen to autistic people before. I don't know, man. Obviously, a lot of these people have mental problems. I'm not saying all of them do. I do believe a lot of them probably genuinely are either brainwashed or actually understand to a point to believe it. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of repetitive after a while. Like you can't really say much after you see one fucking person talking about emoji selves, and then you see someone else talking about bay selves, and you see someone talking about moon self. It's like it's all the same thing. It's all in the same boat. It's all just fucking irrational. It's absurd. It's crazy. It's every single thing but accepting. I don't see how the fuck this is accepting. Like I'm not saying we need to bully these people or gun them or do anything to segregate us from them. But dog, like we gotta do something. We gotta put our foot down because this shit is crazy. Like I understand that it's let people be whatever the fuck they want to be, but it's getting to a point to where it's promoted, it's encouraged, it's desired. Like with the whole gay rights and the LGBTQ plus, like yes, do what you want. I've always been love who you want to love, but dog, now it's getting to a point to where it's like I said, it's encouraged and it's destroying our society. You can say that it doesn't affect nobody, but this is affecting people now. This is taking over society. And if we don't stop it, we are going to destroy ourselves as a species. I understand there's billions of people. It might be a few hundred years, but eventually if we keep this up, we will have nobody left. And it's not even the fact that we would need people still left on this earth. It's the fact that if we can't produce at our rate of growth, we're not going to be able to keep up with our production of everything. Our society will fall. We won't have workers. We won't have people to help this country, this world run the way it does. I don't know. Yeah, I'm in that video there, y'all. Please like the video. If you got anything to say about the video, anything to say to me, let me know down below. You know, I'll read every single comment. And if you fuck with your boy, please give me a subscription. With that being said,
Bro, you grinding when you ain't hating, get your guap. There's grown men out here with kids and they ain't never spent a dollar. You's a lame nigga with no brain, nigga. Money never made me change, nigga. I'm the same nigga. Free been talking about that cage, nigga. He a grave digger. Work the block just like a slave, nigga. I'm a maid, nigga. Put my team on till we pay, niggas. And I ain't stopping till we